Good morning, everyone. Today, I am tasked to discuss about the green building ordinance of our city. As much as I can, I will share with you the knowledge that I have for the last 365 days as an OIC of the Office of the Building Official and what I gained through the 10 years of being in our city as an engineer. The city of Mandaue is one of the highly urbanized city here in Cebu, with a growing economy evidenced by a numerous ongoing construction developments of the city. Mandaue is addressing its sustainability challenges by developing transparent and inclusive policies and programs. The city government established the Green Building Ordinance to promote the reduction of carbon emissions and efficiency on the use of natural resources in the building sector. So to start with, let me run through with you my topic outline. First is a video presentation of the Mandaue City Green Building Journey. Next on the list is the background of the Mandaue City's Green Building Ordinance. How and when did it start? Third is about the Green Building Ordinance of our city and its policies. And lastly, our city's green building wins. So ladies and gentlemen, please take a glimpse of the Mandaue City's Green Building Journey. So 5 years ago today, the Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation or APEC recognized Mandaue City's comprehensive strategy in addressing carbon emission through the progressive leadership of Mayor Jonas Cortez. The city was awarded as a low model carbon town. The city government of Mandaue recognized the opportunities and challenges in implementing its progressive strategies. It needed to develop the capability of its internal and external stakeholders for the effective implementation and operationalization of its policies and programs. So to address all of this, thus the creation of the city's Green Building Ordinance. The Green Building Ordinance of Mandaue City, or Ordinance Number 13-2015-1047, is the city's policy on improving the resource efficiency of buildings, contributing to the global efforts in reducing greenhouse gas emissions, and minimizing the impact of buildings on health and environment. The city adopted the Verde for Ecologically Responsive Design Excellence, or Verde Green Building Rating System, as the tool to verify the environmental performance of building projects in the city. So the city partnered with the Philippine Green Building Council, or PhilGBC, in crafting of the ordinance. The journey through the ordinance was not easy, as it has to go through 16 workshops for 2 years with our internal and external stakeholders. It was, I must say, madugo kind of journey because there were a lot of resistance at first for both stakeholders. Because I myself has also gone through that workshops here and there. Fortunately, it was enacted September 23, 2015, and putting the office of the building official as the Green Building Office, as well as the Secretariat of the Mandaue City Green Building Board. So what does the Green Building Ordinance cover? If the project is public, it must be designed, built, operated as a green building. If project is private and is located in planned unit development areas or PUD, it must achieve at least a minimum of 3-star Verde certification. For heritage and cultural buildings and post-disaster shelters and structures are exempted from the mandatory provisions of the Green Building Ordinance. So when is the implementation of the ordinance? If project has applied for a building permit prior to November 26, 2015, project is exempted in complying with the mandatory provisions of the Green Building Ordinance. If the project has applied for a building permit prior to November 26, 2015, but applied for occupancy permit after the said date, project is again exempted in complying with the mandatory provisions of the Green Building Ordinance. But if the project has applied for a building permit after November 26, 2015, project must comply with the mandatory provisions of the Green Building Ordinance, which are all public and private projects located within the planned unit development areas. So when does the mandatory provisions of the ordinance apply to existing buildings? The mandatory provisions of the Green Building Ordinance apply to all new projects or existing buildings that have undergone retrofitting, renovation, and are applying for building permits. So how do I comply with the mandatory provisions of the Green Building Ordinance? If the project is required to have a Verde certificate, the proponent must achieve a Verde certificate with the equivalent or higher rating required for the project and must submit the Verde certificate as a requirement for the permitting processes for the project to show compliance with the mandatory provisions of the Green Building Ordinance. How do I get the Verde certificate? The applicant secures a Verde certificate from the Philippine Green Building Council or PhilGBC by undergoing and completing the formal Verde assessment and certification process. The project registration is through email, and once assessment is completed, you will receive the Verde certification. So where do I submit the Verde certificate? Submit the requirements to the Office of the Building Official or OBO to show compliance. If you are applying for a building permit, you must complete the Verde registration and received a Verde Press certification and must be submitted to OBO as a requirement for the application for building permit. If you are applying for a certificate of occupancy, you must undergo and complete the Verde assessment and certification process and receive a Verde certification. So what is Verde assessment and certification? Verde assessment and certification is the formal assessment and verification process for the certification of the Verde registered projects. The process allows for a credible, unbiased, balanced, and impartial process of verifying the performance of a project, harmonized with the international standards. So to encourage our developers and stakeholders to go green, our Green Building Ordinance is linked to our investment code. This allows for certain fiscal and non-fiscal incentives, such as tax rebates and/or floor area ratio allowances, as the case may be, for those who exceed the green building requirements. So if the project is located outside a PUD and voluntarily achieves a Verde certification, the project owner may apply for real property tax discount such as follows: 5% for 1-star Verde certified projects, 10 for 2-star, 15 for 3-star, 20 for 4-star, and 25% deduction for a 5-star Verde certified projects. They can also apply for a green building tax credit or higher floor area ratio. So if the project is located within PUD, the project owner may apply for 3 equal installment payment for permit fees. The first payment must be paid upon the assessment of the fee. The second payment must be paid within 6 months from the first payment, and the third payment must be paid within 6 months from the second payment. They can also apply for RPT tax discount on the liability of the building. They may receive a 5% deduction for 4-star Verde certified projects and 10% deduction for 5-star. They can also apply for green building tax credit and higher floor area ratio. So to date, these are the following developers who applied for the Verde certification. Mandaue-based Suites Tower 1 and 2 was awarded 4-star for last December 2018 for stage 1, as well as Gatewalk Central Superblock of Cebu District Property Enterprise. They received 3-star last December 2018. And as of today, Mandaue City has 14 certified Verde professionals working for the city, the biggest number for any LGU, if I am not mistaken. So with that, I am complete. Engineer Cristal Costedo Comon, certified Verde professional since October 2013. In behalf of the City of Mandaue, thank you and good morning.